Coming up on the HuskyZone, the girls basketball team was busy this week, taking third place in their own tournament. Swimming and wrestling also had success in their competitions this week. All this and more is coming up on week 3 of the Fall Sports HuskyZone. Hi, I'm Cole Costello, and welcome back to another NM Athletics production. There's a lot to get talking about this week, and to kick it all off, here's Logan Beiser with swimming.
Thanks, Cole. This Thursday, the swim team went down to Philomath to swim in their annual relay meet. This is not a traditional swim meet, as there were races that would not have been swam at traditional meets. Unfortunately, there were also no team scores. On the boys' side, the 200 free relay team took first. The 200 butterfly and the 200 breast relay teams both took second. The girls only had one top 2 finish, and that was the 400 back relay. The meet consisted of teams North Marion doesn't meet up with very often, but it gave the Huskies a chance to see some of the same swim teams that they will meet up in state. Now I'm going to send it to Shane for wrestling. Thanks, Logan. The North Marion wrestling team entered this past week with 2 contests awaiting them. The first trip of the week was to Sweet Home for their invitational dual competition. Along with 4A powerhouse Sweet Home, the Huskies faced off against the likes of Staten, Sutherland, and league rivals Malala. Senior Lucas Randall went 4-0 on the day, and fellow seniors Orion Walters and Cody Walker finished successfully, each with 3 wins and a loss. North Marion traveled to the coast on Saturday for the Nestucca tournament for their most successful event of the season. Kelton Boykin, Orion Walters, Brennan Patterson, Cody Walker, and Lucas Randall all came away with first place. Lucas and Orion were especially dominant on Saturday. Randall pinned all of his opponents in less than a minute, and none of Walters' matches went longer than the first round. Almost every wrestler from North Marion placed in Saturday's tournament. The amazing individual success subsequently brought with it a first place trophy in the team category. The Husky Mat Club beat out 9 other teams for the top spot, including Co-op powerhouses Banks and Tillamook and league opponents Gladstone. That's it for wrestling. Now here's Josh with boys basketball. Thanks, Shane. The Huskies traveled to Cottage Grove for their only game of the week, a matchup with the Cottage Grove Lions. Cottage Grove came out of the chute firing on all cylinders, putting up 33 points on the Huskies in just the first quarter. The Lions star Jordan Yoss had 24 points by halftime, including 4 3-pointers. Cottage Grove finished with 11 3-pointers in the game, as they finished the game shooting nearly 50%. North Marion struggled mightily with turnovers and allowing fast break points. Kyle Williamson once again led North Marion scorers with 12 points, while Quadley Veracity and Kerry Cook followed with 9 and 8 respectively. The Huskies hit the practice floor for the remainder of the week, working hard to prepare for a loaded schedule next week, as you'll hear about in more upcoming events. Now here's Cole Costello for girls basketball.
Thanks, Josh. The Lady Huskies began their busy week with an away matchup in Cottage Grove with the Lions on Tuesday. Despite an extremely low-scoring first quarter, North Marion picked up the pace and led by 11 at the midway point of the second quarter. But Cottage Grove turned things around to take a 1-point advantage by halftime. The Lions came out of halftime with momentum on their side and completely dominated the third quarter, outscoring the Huskies 17-5. The Lions used this huge edge to their advantage, slowly cruising to the 46-28 victory. Cottage Grove shot 50% in the second half, a half in which they made 5 of 6 threes. The girls headed back to the friendly confines of North Marion to host the 13th annual North Marion Girls Holiday Classic, a tournament filled with high-powered teams like Sutherland and Evergreen. The Huskies opened up tournament play with a game against the Roosevelt Rough Riders, a team which North Marion had defeated earlier in the season. The Lady Huskies reiterated their dominance with an even bigger victory over Roosevelt. The first quarter saw the Huskies take a 24-10 lead over the Rough Riders, and they would go on to hold leads as big as 31 before taking the 64-40 victory. North Marion finished their best shooting game of the season, shooting 46%, while recording a season high in steals with 20. Jasmine Flores led all scorers with 15 points, while Katie Cleaver and Michaela Musin each had 11. Musin notched a double-double with 10 rebounds. Moving over to the winner's side of the bracket, the ladies matched up against the Evergreen Plainsmen, a team from Washington which comes from a school of over 2,200 students. Many expected a game that Evergreen would run away in, but the Huskies held their own and played very well, losing 53-41. As you can see on your screen, the team stats were very similar, although Evergreen did shoot much better than the Huskies. Jasmine Flores led the team with 14 points, while Michaela Musin had 10 points and 9 boards. The girls found themselves matched up with fellow Tri-Valley Conference member Molalla in the third place game. The scoreboard did not reflect the nature of the game, as the Huskies were seemingly dominant throughout. The Huskies were up 11-4 after one quarter and 24-13 at the half. Reserve players for North Marion got an extended amount of playing time, allowing Molalla to make the final score respectable at 53-48. Jasmine Flores had yet another outstanding game with 17 points, far and away the leading scorer on the Husky side. The win granted the Huskies third place in the tournament, the second consecutive year that the team has done so. Sutherland went on to win the tournament, the second year in a row that they have done so. Jasmine Flores was named to the tournament all-star team. Now moving on to our trivia question. Last week we asked you, when was the last time that the North Marion Cottage Grove matchup happened in basketball? The correct answer is December 11th, 2008, which coincidentally was 4 years to the date before this year's matchup. The boys basketball team hosted the Lions and defeated them 90-70 in an offensively minded game. Stephen Grigsby led the Huskies with 35 points, but Kelly Christensen was not too far behind with 30. The girls were away on the same day, but they did not fare as well as the boys. The Lady Huskies fell to Cottage Grove 72-17. This week we ask you, who was the last North Marion basketball player to be named the tournament MVP in the North Marion Holiday Classic? Text in your answer to 503-583-8NMA. Cost the exact same amount as any normal text message. Moving on to our North Marion Athletics FBLA high-flying performer, here's Josh Hauser.
Let's go!
Thanks, Cole. This week's North Marion Athletics FBLA high-flying performer is Jasmine Flores of the girls basketball team. Jasmine had several great performances throughout the course of the team's busy week, including several performances in the double digits. Jasmine's great play led her to being named as one of the tournament all-stars at the North Marion Holiday Classic. We look forward to seeing what Jasmine Flores can do down the stretch this season. Be sure to visit Mrs. Ione in Room 2 for all of your balloon needs, as they are perfect for any occasion. Now here's Cole with our Play of the Week.
Thanks, Josh. As we head on over to this week's Play of the Week, we take you to the girls' basketball game against Cottage Grove. Michaela Musin had 3 fantastic games in the tournament, but in her game against Cottage Grove, she recorded this amazing block. If you see Michaela in the halls, be sure to give her a high five for her great performance on this play. And now for more upcoming events, here's Wyatt Moore.
Thanks, Cole. The athletic week begins on Tuesday evening as the basketball teams head to Seaside. The girls match up with the Seagulls at 5:30 and the boys will follow up with a 7 p.m. tip. Thursday brings with it another swimming meet. The team will head to the Columbia River Gorge for the Hood River Invitational. Thursday also marks the beginning of the Boys Basketball Holiday Classic, a 3-day tournament which brings in 7 teams. The Huskies kick off their participation in the tournament with a 7 p.m. game against Yamhill Carleton. Stay up to date with the tournament results and the times of Friday and Saturday games on the North Marion Athletics Facebook page. The athletic week comes to a close on Saturday when the wrestlers head to Hillsborough and Liberty High School for the Liberty Wrestling Invitational. I'm Wyatt Moore. You stay classy, Anthem Nation.
Thanks, Wyatt. Starting last week, we asked you, our viewers, who you wanted us to cover in our next Where Are They Now segment. The options for that are Angelo Flores, Kelly McGuire, Dylan Newman, and Carl Mason. Please text in your vote to 503-583-8NMA, or you can answer our poll on our Facebook timeline. As always, we'd like to give a very big shout out to Young Life for their sponsorship of our ticker. Be sure to head to the Hub in Hubbard every Monday night at 8 p.m. starting in January for Club. We'd also like to give a very big thank you to Miss Strap for continually playing our videos during her advisory period. That wraps up another week of the NM Athletics Husky Zone. Be sure to join us next week as we recount all of next week's happenings. But for now, I'm Cole Costello, and catch you next time.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me.